Hey, Jeremy here. I am the founder of LATT SEO, and I work with e-commerce brands to help them generate more traffic and sales from their organic rankings. And what I'm doing in this video is an audit for TerraSlate to see if there are any ways their site can be improved from an SEO perspective to help them rank better, get more traffic, and generate more sales. So the first thing I like to do is look at this tool here called Ahrefs. And there are so many different data points in here, but the two I like to look at initially are referring domains and DR, or domain rating. So a referring domain is a unique instance of a different website on the internet linking to this site. And the reason we look at these is because Google views referring domains or links from other websites as votes of confidence or trust signals. So you want to have trusted sites linking to you. And when you do, your DR, or domain rating, tends to increase as well. Now, DR is on a 0 to 100 scale and essentially lets us know how strong or how authoritative a website is, and also how difficult a keyword or phrase is likely to be to rank for based on the site's ranking for that keyword. Now, the other thing to look at then, and the other reason these data points are intriguing, is because it gives us an idea from a competitive standpoint. So if we look at TerraSlate paper here compared to something like Write in the Rain, who's ranking for a lot of the same keywords and ranking better for a lot of them as well, you can see here they actually have 1,600 referring domains compared to the 446, so about a 4x increase in referring domains, DR of 60, and TerraSlate has DR 27. Now, DR is logarithmic, it's not linear in scale, so a 60 over a 27 is way more than twice as strong. Now, the other benefit here is as we look at some of these other metrics, we can get an idea as to just how strong and how beneficial their rankings are for someone like Write in the Rain as compared to TerraSlate. And you can see here, Write in the Rain ranks in organic search for 8,200 keywords and is getting 17,000 monthly visitors from organic search results to their site every single month. Now, the other thing here is if you are associated with one of these brands, these data points are probably underreported. In almost every case I've seen, the traffic number here is likely higher than this if you look at something like Google Analytics or other internal tracking to your actual website. But even still, just using these comparisons so we have the same tool to look at the same numbers gives us an idea as to what's actually going on. Now, the other thing then is what can be done? Why is TerraSlate getting 2,000 visitors to their site each month organically compared to the 17,000 Write in the Rain is getting? There's a number of different reasons for this. One could be product offering, keyword offering, things like that. But if we look at some of the actual keywords and phrases that TerraSlate is ranking for that could rank better for, then we can get an idea as to what can be done. So the keyword chart here for TerraSlate shows, this shows all the keywords and phrases TerraSlate is ranking for in Google. You can see 2,737 keywords. Now, this gives us an idea. I have this sorted by search volume per month. And this is giving us some opportunities or ideas as to what they're ranking for and then what opportunities we could potentially focus on from a keyword perspective. So as we scroll down here, one that I wanted to look at is waterproof paper. Based on TerraSlate's title, their title is waterproof paper and menus, and then their company title is TerraSlate waterproof paper. So I would assume this would be a huge keyword they would want to rank better for. So if we look at and you can see here, they rank number 8, and it's estimated they're getting no traffic for this key phrase. So if we look at the search results here, the couple data points that I like to look at initially would be DR again. So we have DR 50, 96 for Amazon, Write in the Rain is 60, and they have two rankings here. And then TerraSlate at 27, Amazon, and it looks like Write in the Rain is the Amazon result here. And then TerraSlate, another page here at DR 27 again. So what this tells me is there is a gap from a DR perspective, but they're already on page 1, and there doesn't seem to be a huge list of strong competitors. There's just a couple competitors. But the other data points here that are interesting is if we look at the domains column here. So I mentioned referring domains on this screen here. Google looks at referring domains not only on a domain level, but it's a page-by-page basis as well. So from this perspective here, if we zoom this back in, you can see Waterproof Paper has 394 other websites linking to this page, which is their homepage here. So a better example would be the Write in the Rain printer paper 20 pound. They have 7 other websites on the internet linking to this page specifically. Or the other way to look at this is there are 7 other websites on the internet voting to Google that this page here should rank for all-weather printer paper, for example. and TerraSlate has 0. So there's, from Google's perspective, or any search engine who looks at links, or any search engine that looks at links, the key here is there's no value or no benefit to this page from that perspective. So the other thing to look at then would be the page itself, to see, are there any other on-page factors that would make sense to optimize better. And one would be to include an H1 with the key phrase. So if we look at we'll look at the page source here, and we do a search for H1, you can see here kind of at the top, it won't zoom in if I zoom in, but at the top here where I searched, I did a search for an open bracket and then H1. And what that shows us then are any instances of an H1 tag on the page. And an H1, if you're unfamiliar, and the reason why it's important is if we look at their waterproof paper collection page here, this is the H1 for this page, waterproof paper all sizes. And from an SEO or a search perspective, H1 is generally the most important topic or most important keyword on a page. So if you don't have an H1 on the page, it doesn't mean your site can't rank or won't rank. It just makes it more difficult potentially for you, because you're missing out on an element that makes it easier for search engines to understand what that page is about. So given this is the highest ranking page for that key phrase, it would make sense to have an H1 here. And generally on Shopify, it would be the product title. So that would be the primary initial factor to test. Secondly would be to move the key phrase over to the left further. So right now, the title of the page is 11 by 17 waterproof paper for bifold and trifold menus. And I've seen cases where if you just move that waterproof paper over further to the left, so just say waterproof paper and then maybe in parentheses 11 by 17, that is something that, again, is an immediate test to run, and you can see how that impacts rankings as well. Now, the one other thing to think about, and this would be more of a restructuring from an optimization perspective, would be to look at and potentially optimize the collection here better for waterproof paper and focus on this page, because this page itself would make sense to rank because it is already optimized kind of for waterproof paper. And then we have some content here that we can expand on, and then you have a list of products as well. So a lot of different opportunities here and a lot of ways to improve this site for them if ranking for waterproof paper was important. And based on the name of the title of the site, I'm assuming it is an important keyword for them to rank for. And that is how I do a quick audit for TerraSlate to help them improve rankings for waterproof paper. And again, this is just a high-level audit we would do. We would take their site and look at this in much more detail to make sure the internal factors and internal linking on a lot of the other on-page factors are all set up and optimized correctly. And that's basically it. So hopefully you got some value from this video, whether you're associated with TerraSlate or not, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.